Okay, we have gathered here today. No, just kidding. So what I wanted to, I'm so glad that you guys took time, first of all, out of your days, your evenings to listen to my goofy ass. But I also kind of wanted to just like touch base with you guys because my brain has just been exploding since I got back from Summit the other day. Besides being horribly ill and all those other exciting things, I literally took like here's my notebook. I think I took like 16 pages of notes at least, and then like went back and I've been making like action items out of them. And there's a lot of things I'll share with you guys, kind of like my top takeaways. I just haven't like had time to put it all together yet. So for these like Super Saturdays and Sunday in our case that are coming up this weekend, all the like coaches that are running those are going to be doing like a summit recap and like highlights so that everybody who wasn't there will still get something out of it. But I kind of wanted to, I'm not going to go into too much detail for that exact reason, but I did want to give you guys like my highlights that really stuck with me, of like concrete actions and like things that you can do. Because we heard from a lot of really awesome people. Shalene Johnson was one of the keynote speakers. I'm obsessed with her. And she walked by me in the airport and I almost died. And who else talked? Melanie Mitchell, who's the top coach, who's our upline. She spoke as a keynote speaker. But then like pretty much every other girl, woman, whatever, in the top 10 right now ran a training workshop, and that's where I'm getting, see, look, these are all my pages of just action items. Woo! That I tried to like highlight the best ones to share with you guys. So the first thing that I thought was really worth sharing is, we all have this like thing called our why statement, right? And I feel like mine could definitely use some more development. Now that I've been doing this for a while, things have changed. And so one of the things the girls spoke about was they suggest you actually like write out and then video record yourself or record yourself reading or saying your why statement and your story and stuff, so that you can get used to saying it in different ways. Because when you give people just pieces at a time of like, this facet of my life was changed by this or that or the other, it helps people trust you because they're learning about you in a genuine fashion. And B, it does kind of help you get over that fear of putting yourself out there because you're just doing it, you know what I mean? And you close your eyes and you go, and people will respect you for that. You'll be amazed. Like, I've never, like, yeah, of course there's always gonna be negative feedback from people, but I've never heard of someone who's like been genuine and put themselves out there and just been totally like smacked in the face for it, because you can tell if somebody's being truthful, you know what I mean? And that they're not just doing it like for propaganda or something. So one of the things I thought you guys might benefit from, you can do one of two ways. I'm going to do this too. I'm actually going to rewrite my why statement. You want to ask yourself these 3 questions. Who are you doing this for? Have you given it your all? And what are all of your options? So when you look at it from that perspective, it may help you reframe it a little different, like, oh, I should talk about this or talk about that. And you always want your why to, or your story, if you will. Let me go back to it. How did she explain it? She explained it in a really good way. You always want it to do like, though you want to ask yourself those 3 things, and then this chick was so cool. What did she say? Sorry, I'm actually opened right up to the notes, which is kind of ironic. I did the different days and different colors, you guys, because there was just so many. And then I got really annoyed because there's a couple of pages I like skipped, and I didn't realize I skipped them in my notes. I just have blank pages, and it's making me crazy. Okay. So she said also ask yourself, can this inspire? Will this make a difference for someone? And am I being real in telling this? Don't strive for perfection. Don't be a hero. Like, basically what really stuck with me was that people are inspired and drawn to you by your struggles, that you're human, that, today I woke up and I did this or I did that. And it doesn't just pertain to your fitness and your eating. It pertains to all areas of your life, because like we've all talked about, this is just as much mental as it is physical, especially for women. So it's important to acknowledge that, and that, we're all a part of it. And when you talk about your story, definitely like believe that it matters, like that people do care what you have to say, because you can convince yourself of these things and it will be true. And, when you talk about it, like in a video or you post about it, do it as if you're speaking just to one person, not that you're speaking to a group of people. And quite frankly, do it as if you're speaking to a person who's like you, because that's who you would best communicate with. So I wanted to talk to you guys about that. Let's see. A couple of book suggestions for you guys. I don't know if you've heard of this one. There's Rock Your Network Marketing Business. I just bought that one. You guys should definitely read it. It's basically built for this. Another one called Jab, Jab, Right Hook. I don't know if you guys have heard of that one. And then, of course, You Are a Badass. That's actually the name of the book. That's a great one for like building your confidence and making you more comfortable in yourself, like no matter what you're doing. So those are just a couple suggestions I wrote down for you guys. So Melanie's talked about this before, but I did want to talk to you guys about it because I like things that come in concrete steps, right? And so she shared with everybody, she does a monthly marketing strategy and a monthly schedule. And I actually printed out some like calendars from Microsoft that I'm going to start like physically writing mine down because I've been trying to keep it in my head and I feel like I'm not sticking to it. And when you know exactly what you need to be doing every single day, then it takes the stress out of it because you know you already have it covered, right? So create a monthly marketing strategy. Basically, create an action plan. Like, what do I want this month to look like? Do I want to run a free group? Do I want to run just one challenge group? Do I want to run two? Do I want to do like a coach sneak peek thing? Do I want to dump people in Shannon's or Ashley's? Whatever. Just kind of map that out. And there are tons of ideas for free groups, by the way. If you guys need scripts for any of those, I've got a bajillion. And but if you have a really awesome idea that you want to do on your own, like by all means, make it up, type it up, go for it so you can reuse it later. So create your action plan, identify your objectives and goals from that, then visually map it out. So like I actually, like you can whiteboard it, or in my case, I'm putting it on a calendar so I have it in front of my face, and then share that with your teammates and meaning us laterally, but also when you guys have coaches of your own, you know, if you have, like I told Ashley the other day, if you have one person, you have a team. So you may as well be communicating openly about what you're doing. Then based on that calendar, schedule your monthly groups. And then from there, develop your first like post or ad campaign that you're going to talk about. So for example, Melanie promotes what she does every month without fail. The first 2 weeks of the month, she talks about challenge groups, like every day in one little way or another amongst her other regular life posts. And then she starts at the third Monday of the month. And then on the third Monday of the month, when the challenge group starts, she talks about coaching for the next week and a half, 2 weeks. And then at the end of the month is when she does her like coach opportunity thing. That's just how she does it. It kind of cycles. So you always are building yourself in time just to make sure that you're utilizing your time most efficiently and you can get as much done in a month as you want. So I want to tell you guys that. There's a couple other things I'm going to show you that I won't have to explain right now. I don't know if, for those of you who have spouses or significant others that are like, what the hell are you doing? Or they're getting a little bit resentful. I'm definitely dealing with that all the time. And it's really important, and we talked about this in a couple of different trainings, but like with your spouse, significant other, whoever's directly impacted by what you're doing and these changes you're making, have regular discussions with them about what you're doing, about your goals, about your plans, and, you know, reminding them why it's important to you and why it's important to you that they're involved, so that it, you know, keeps that level of them feeling like they're being squeezed out down. Because even though that's not reality, I can totally understand if you flip-flop a situation, how I would feel that way too. Like this person has, you know, all these things changing about them, and even though they're improving, change is scary because I, you know, want them to still need me. So consider that. And then Carl's big thing, Carl, the CEO, he wants everybody to sit down and critically think and write out to themselves, where will I be in 1 year? Not where do I want to be, but where will I be? So speaking, you know, in terms of what's going to happen. And then how will I get there? And just break it all down and then continue working at little pieces of those every month, every week, every day, whatever you need to do to make it mentally manageable. Because as we've all learned, it's all about the consistency with things like this, and realizing that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. It just takes a little while to get there. I always just tell myself, give it a year, and I'm more than halfway there, and it's starting to finally catch up. So I wanted to talk to you guys about that stuff. Now let me flip back to another giant section of my 5-star notebook that I love. So that was just a couple training things from Summit. Like I said, I didn't want to go into too much because they're definitely going to talk about it a lot this weekend. And I'll have other things I'll share with you guys too once we get closer. I learned a lot of other things that are really valuable about Shakeology and being able to share that and being more confident in sharing that, which is something I definitely can improve on. So I'm happy to share that stuff with you guys too if you feel like that's something that would be of value to you. So yeah, basically, it was kind of cool too. Oh, these things, I call them Summit Stats. They were the other things I wanted to show you guys. There's like 3 of these, and then we're going to go on to the next thing here. So let's see. I highlighted all my stuff. Let's see here. Yeah, I literally, oh my gosh, you guys, like I was rotating colors of pens and stuff, so I could like keep it separate, which is ridiculous. And then I like thought for sure that somebody would steal one of my pens. Oh, I thought this was interesting too. So if, whenever people have questions or things they're unsure of, sometimes you call them objections, excuses, they're not, but they're just things that people, are questioning of when you're like talking to them about this stuff. One of the top 10 chicks suggested, she goes, think of every single time somebody has something like that they say to you, like, oh, it costs too much, or, oh, I don't have the time, or whatever. Frame that in a positive way in your mind, empathize with them, let them know that you do understand how they feel because you do, but also any of those reasons or objections can be turned into an opportunity to invite them to potentially be a coach, if you want to think of it that way. And she said that, and I was like, oh, well, no shit. She was right all along. Yeah, sure. So, okay. I thought this was interesting, a statistic that they put together. So for coaches and all of, oh, good job. Ashley just texted me, sorry. So for coaches in 2014, of the ones that consistently hit Success Club 5, like not even hitting 10 every month, yeah, the majority of the months, like at least 9 months out of the year, they ended up making 23 times more in their earnings at the end of the year than those who didn't hit it consistently. So, because that's like, if you think about that, the reason they push it so hard, or at least they feel like they do, not because it's an incentivized program, but more because it's really the only benchmark we have to judge consistent growth. Like we have ranks, but ranks are ranks. Like they're not everything. Irene, do you have a question? I just saw her go unmute. She's like, oh. Let's see. So that was something I wanted to tell you guys. And there was 2 other stats that I thought were really cool. Did you guys see the new stuff that came out, by the way? At Summit, they released, so there's going to be a new workout program coming out at the end of the year, December for the public. We get to try it out in October, and it's Autumn Calabrese and Sagi Khalif. He does Body Beast, and she did 21 Day Fix, and they have made a program together that's going to be called Masters, Hammer, and Chisholm. And it basically is going to be a 60-day program. What's really cool about it, it's for men or women. You can do it together, quite frankly. And on top of that, you can, you'll be able to market it as something that people can do in pairs. But additionally, it's good for literally any goal that people have fitness-wise. May that be losing weight, gaining muscle, getting lean muscle, getting more energy. It's going to accomplish all of those things, just because it's taking the best of like 2 of their most popular programs and putting them together. And then also just yesterday, well, you guys saw Size came out, which is the working out dance one that I thought I'd never like. And then I saw Shaun T doing it and like talking about it, and he made everyone feel so good about it. I was like, I have to buy it. And it's only like $40. So I got that, and it's awesome to feel dweeby in your house dancing. And then the other thing that I thought, they have a performance line that just came out, like performance line supplements that, because they need to compete with that part of the market. But additionally, they also came out with these things called Shakeology Boosts. They just came out like today, I think. There's 3 of them. One is like it's called Focused Energy. So it's like not intended to replace E&E, which is like strictly supposed to be for pre-workout, but it definitely has more of those compounds in it. Still natural and everything, but has more of those compounds in it. So if you're somebody who's sensitive to those kind of things, you probably don't want to drink it because it'll make you tingle. That's what they said. But you may get a lot done and not blink for 2 days. So who knows? And then they came out with another one that's a digestive health one, and it's like the biggest one, of course, because it kind of fills in the rest of those gaps that for some people, Shakeology upsets their stomach for a period of time because your stomach's not used to not having to hold on to all that junk anymore, for lack of a more better explanation. And it has like all these, they were talking about fiber for like 10 minutes and I wasn't even listening, but I was just like, cool, it'll make poop situations great. So that's pretty much what I wrote down. And then the third one is, they actually ironically is called Greens Boost. And I'm sure you guys have probably heard It Works has this like greens thing that people swear by, that they like take with their food, so it makes their body like break down fat, which doesn't really make sense. But there's a bunch of components.
Hey,
Yeah, what's up?
I used to use that green
What do you
stuff.
think? Yeah, did it work?
It it didn't help me lose weight. I'll put
Yeah.
it that way. And
Okay.
that's what they try to say is it help you lose this weight. And it helped like regulate me, but that was about it.
Right.
So
And so I'll have to look more at that one, but it's yeah, it's definitely intended to again fill in more gaps that not necessarily that Shakeology has, but that our diets have, and to just kind of even out any of those other issues. But yeah, again, like you said, it's not, there's no magic pill, because if there was, we'd already have it. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Um, so yeah, I wanted to tell you guys about those. Those are things that are coming out. I'm just double checking, make sure I'm not forgetting anything else that I know they're going to go over pretty soon. So yeah, okay, that's that stuff. Sorry, I have to like talk to myself to make sure I'm not overlooking anything, which is sad, but I'm sure I'm not the only one who does it. And if you guys end up having specific questions about anything, odds are I have notes on it that somebody definitely covered it. So I can definitely provide you with that stuff too. So the next thing I wanted to talk about was getting back to my other section. There it is. Let's see. Okay. So something else I'm definitely gonna post some of these. I have pictures and stuff. But like I said, I think we should all kind of work towards like making our goals more visual. I'm definitely gonna do like it seems hokey, but it's really not, the like idea of like a dream board thing, because it's like our goals are just ideas until we actually write them down. So it's the same idea. Like if you dream something for yourself, no matter how outrageous it is, or for your family, you should put it in front of your face. Like I sit here in my basement looking at a blank wall. Actually, there's a bat sign by Miguel Cabrera above it, but that's not really what I'm dreaming for. So I'm going to put something there to just be a visual reminder, especially in the days when it's a lot easier to just not do it. It'll keep you on track. A lot of people were talking about that. And then additionally, so basically just all in all, I got like a better knowledge of scheduling my time, planning, the importance of personal development. Like I said, more stuff about Shakeology that I ever thought I would learn. The importance of team culture, which is something we're building right now, like how we can all communicate with each other and, you know, what we expect of each other and what you guys expect of me. And then also, you know, just the importance of connecting with people. Like that's what this is. Like you're right. Like somebody put it perfectly. She said, you know, remind yourself you're not there to essentially sell stuff to people. Yeah, that's awesome when you can and you can make money off it, but we're like, at least for me, it's like raising awareness, because this is a massive problem, and not more than massive. It's literally costing our country trillions of dollars a year in healthcare because people literally just don't take care of their bodies. And that's really all it comes down to. And so in my mind, and what we were talking about there too, is just you know, it's not like we're out trying to be the heroes of the world, but it's literally just like one person at a time, helping them know that, you know, you do care about them, whoever they may be, and that you want to spend time building a relationship with them and be able to share with them what you've learned, what works for you, help them find what works for them, and just, you know, kind of be that catalyst or ripple effect for other people to kind of take control over something that is so out of control in our society. So always remember that in the back of your head, because I know it's easy, especially to get caught up in the grind, you know, when you're setting goals for yourself, and because there's a business aspect to it. Like, just remember, they're people, they're not points. And I tell myself that all the time. These are people's lives. They're not just Success Club points. They're not just a commission check. These are people's lives. So we want to make sure that we're, you know, keeping up with them, tracking who we're speaking to, following up with people, asking questions, and just keeping some sort of a regular, whatever works for you. There's tons of tools out there, but if you want to create your own, that's fine. Just whatever system you need to do to make sure that when you are talking to people about their nutrition, their health, their fitness, these all tie into their self-esteem and their self-confidence. So you don't want to just leave them high and dry. And like I said, I understand how easy that is to do when your mind gets all boggled. So just keep really good records and just be as organized as you can when it comes to any of that stuff, including when you talk to people potentially about coaching, because you want to have a relationship with them too. Because if you're asking somebody to do something with you, like the conversation, for example, that I had with Irene, like the first time I met her, I was like, I have to talk to this girl about this. And I was so scared because I didn't want her to hate me, but she has just this like fire. She's such a little spitfire and I love it. And she's hilarious and adorable. And she's done these programs before. And I'm just like, I have to ask her because I just can't not, give myself that one last little oomph that I'm like, she's one of the people that I want with me. And so for me, that, it was like when you see yourself or parts of yourself that you wish were better in somebody else, may it be in person like I did through Fit Club, or may it be through building a relationship with them on Facebook or somebody you knew from back in the day that you're reconnecting with. Don't be afraid to just, you're inviting, you're asking. People can say no, and that's fine. You're just on to the next one. But if you see something in them and you think that this would be something that they would enjoy, that would benefit them, definitely ask. It's not going to hurt anything. I just wanted to share that as well. So basically, going forward, I have a couple of little like action item things for us. And then I'll have you guys just ask me any questions or areas of concern or things that are muddled since I'm here and we're all together. So just some other things, definitely wanted to say, like I said, talk about our team culture. I hope everybody kind of has been thinking about that and like what that means. For me, it's been especially poignant because when I was at Summit, I was staying in a house with 16 other chicks. Most of us are on my coach's team, but none of us have ever spent that much time together before. And it was very intense because it was incredibly hot there. We got very little sleep, like 4 to 5 hours each night. We had pregnant chicks. We had chicks who wanted to go to the bar every night and people in different stages of life. And there was a lot of, I don't want to say personality clashing, but there was definitely a lot of differences that came to the surface that have never before been an issue because we've never been in this close of quarters for such a long time. And so for me, it just, I love Shannon to death, but for me, it was a really good wake up call of like how I don't want things to be between us ever. I don't want anyone to ever feel like somebody's excluding them because that was happening, or that people are talking about people behind their backs and calling somebody a diva and a princess and, oh, well, this person's going to be mad if you do that or whatever. Like, yes, we're not all going to be going on these fantastic trips together all the time, but just don't ever feel like you could say anything that's going to offend me or hurt me or let me down, because you're not. If you're not happy or something's not working for you, just communicate with me about it and I'll do the best I can to help you. But if the timing's just not right, it's not going to damage our relationship. I just want you guys to know that, because right now we're a small like group of people. So I want everyone to feel like they can be comfortable and that they can be themselves and that you don't have to pretend to be somebody you're not. I am not a fitness expert. I am definitely drinking wine right now. I didn't work out today, and you guys can judge me all you want. And I may or may not have had like 4 French fries because they were there. So I'm not perfect. And I argued with my husband in the car yesterday in front of my kids. And that's bad. You shouldn't do that. See? So I have nothing to hide. So I just wanted to make sure I established that as part of our team culture. And also the same thing, like I said, with the fact that we're raising awareness. We're just sharing with people what we know, what's worked for us, what's important to us because you're passionate about it, not because you have to, not because you want to hit these goals. And the reason I, kind of have these like push groups and things like this are just to help you stay focused and know that you're supported, not just by me, but by your teammates as well. That I want to see everybody succeed. I want you all to be able to have the whatever freedom it is that you feel like you want to have. For me personally, I really hope at some point in the next couple of years that either my husband can stop working entirely or we can both go part-time and be with my kids while they're still little. That's all it is. You know what I mean? And if it all went away tomorrow, that's fine. But at least I'd hopefully change some people's lives in the process. So I just kind of wanted to throw that out there and have you guys thinking, about what's important to you for our team culture, and and how we're going to treat one another, how we're going to treat other people, and how we're just going to make this work for everybody, because it's not about me, it's about us, and it always will be. And then also, I talked about, working on crafting your story and getting brave enough to share it. I'm going to work on that as well, so I encourage you guys to do the same. Additionally, like I said, with creating a vision board or dream board, whatever you want to call it, I would, again, strongly encourage you to consider doing that to help keep you motivated. And so the last thing is everybody, you guys can unmute yourselves if you want, because I'm going to ask you questions now. Is everybody doing personal development every day? Be honest, because I'm not all the time, and I miss it when I don't do it.
Well, I just got my books yesterday, so I'm gonna start doing that.
What'd you get?
So I actually have them right here. I got Compound Effect, and then I saw You're a Badass, but I wasn't sure if I didn't know if that was any good. I was gonna ask you guys, but it's funny because like on Dream to Inspire page, there was like a bunch about that today, so I might get that one. And then I got this one.
Oh yeah, that's a good one too. Anything by John Maxwell is really good. And they're just, and it's not just about, not all of these are just focused on being, owning your own business and being an entrepreneur. It's just about being a better person, improving yourself, improving your mentality. And literally you'll find that the more of this stuff you take in, you can't help but have it come out, like in your actions, how you treat people, how you speak to people. And it literally you will draw people to you just because of the way you're radiating it. And it sounds so hokey, but it's really true, and it's really weird. But people want to be around happy, positive, motivated people. Mm-hmm. So who else? Are you guys doing your personal development? Yes, no? What are you listening to or reading?
To be honest, no, I haven't.
Mm-hmm. What do you think's a good way? Do you have any books or anything? Do you want me to get you one or suggest some? Because I have a lot.
Do I have books? No. Now mm-hmm. I've been looking into getting the Compound Effect one, but
it's a good place to start. That or The Slight Edge is the one I was just finishing by Jeff Olson. That one is kind of a game changer because it's very concrete, it's very simple, and it's very to the point. And it's him just reminding you, like, these small daily decisions that we make, may it be related to business or relationships or our families or whatever, they have an impact. They have an effect on everything we do. Is it easier to roll over and hit snooze? Absolutely. But if it's okay once, it's going to be okay again. It's going to be okay again. And then your habits will change one way or the other. There's a negative slope and there's a positive slope that he explains. So I would suggest that one as well. And literally just, like, I'm so guilty of this. I always put it off to the end of the night. And then I'm so freaking tired. I literally find that I'm like reading the same line over and over again, and it could be in Spanish, and I wouldn't even know what I was seeing. Like, literally, you're like, okay, just one more. And there's more than once when I've fallen asleep in my book. But on those days, I try to make it up to myself by listening to Shalene in the car.
Now, I have listened to her.
Yeah, I just plugged the iPhone in, and I would suggest to all of you, by this is kind of off topic, Shalene has a free program called the 30-Day Push on her website, 30-Day Push Challenge. It's free. She sends you like a 3 to 5 minute video every day to your email, and there's like assignments and stuff that go along with it. It didn't take more than 10 minutes of my day, but I did it and my head exploded. Like, just about time management and being effective and prioritizing and just not getting so bogged down. So if you guys want something extra, I would definitely suggest doing that. And then you'll be in love with her even more if you aren't already. Who else? Who else?
What book should I start with?
Sorry, there is a fruit fly that's aggressive. Most people start with The Compound Effect or The Slight Edge, just because the principles in it, like I said, they're not just saying business, business, business. It's not what it's about. It's very all-encompassing and just kind of tackles some of those life things in general that we all struggle with. So they're really relatable. So those are the two that I started with.
And you said they're by Jeff Olson?
Jeff Olson does The Slight Edge. Darren Hardy does The Compound Effect.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, no problem. What about you, Irene? Are you reading or listening to anything? Did she fall in? Or maybe she's still on mute and doesn't know it. Irene. think I fell in. I can't get out. I'm going to check the chat thing. See if I can punish her. No, she's not in the chat thing. She must be on her phone. Irene! I'm going to put you in a sack and hit you with a stick. No, just kidding. I'm not really going to hit her, but we'll talk to her anyway. She's still there. So, because, yeah, it looks like she has her audio muted still. I can see all your guys' little pictures. So, yeah, just don't make my mistake because I've learned this now time and time again, that in any area of my life, but especially pertaining to my Beachbody stuff, when I get discouraged, like really discouraged, or I don't feel like I have enough energy, or I want to quit, or I get down on myself and I'm like, why are you wasting your time? Personal development is what will fill in that gap for you. So like I said this in Fit Club the other night, and I mean it, like instead of me eating a bowl of Cinnamon Toast Crunch, even though that shit's awesome, at night, I have been, if I want to go eat a snack, which I shouldn't be doing, I will go like read a few pages until I pass out or finish listening to what I was listening to in the car, because I'm like, okay, I might as well improve myself instead of sitting here and make myself chubby. So just whatever works for you, but it can fill in that gap for you and help you stay encouraged and positive. And like, I guarantee you there's going to be so many things in those books that you're going to want to share with other people that it will definitely inspire you more than you know. So I guess the last thing, what questions, concerns, areas of confusion that you guys are struggling with right now, or feedback or anything that I can help you with? Or you're all just feeling fantastic?
I don't think I really have any questions right at this moment.
Are you guys all either working with somebody or, Sarah, excluding Sarah, because Sarah's listening because she wanted to hear a lot of stuff about Summit, and which is fine. She's feeling the waters to get ready to do her thing. Are you guys all starting a challenge group in August, or what's your plan of action?
I'm doing one right now with Jess, but I have one of my own starting in August.
Good. Okay. Are you having fairly good participation with the people in your group?
It's give or take. It seems to be like the same 2 or 3 people, and then her and I are always posting, obviously, but it just seems to be the same couple people. But I added a challenger of my own in today, so I think she's going to participate pretty well.
And that's not atypical. So just don't take it personally, and just I'm not lying. My first challenge group had 5 people in it, and one was my husband and one was my sister. And and they had no choice. They still don't have a choice, quite frankly. But just, continue keeping on, use those resources, those scripts, post pictures, post videos of you, of other people, because those really grab people's attention and keep them engaged. Also ask questions, give them assignments, little assignments, or a lot of people like to incorporate, like fun little daily activities or like mini challenges. And, you can incentivize it if you want, give people prizes. All these different things we've done, but and I understand, you don't want to have to spend any more money than you already have, but you can get some pretty reasonably priced prizes. It's not like you need to buy people dinner out for $50 or anything. So just keep all that in the back of your mind. And also for the people that you have that are pretty actively participating, make sure that you're texting, talking to, or private messaging them at least once a week, just to check in with them, find out how they're doing, if they have any questions, if they need extra help somewhere, or if they feel like they're not getting enough of something that they were hoping to get, because it's important for everybody to have that one-on-one attention, because that's what they're there for. They're there for you and for what they're hoping that you can provide them. And then additionally, if they are really good and diligent posters and they're commenting on other people's posts and they're really motivating and they're your people, don't hesitate to begin planting the seed and the idea of them possibly being a coach at some point. Even if they decide to take it slow just because they would like to keep getting Shakeology and they want to get it cheaper, awesome, go for it. But at least you've presented the option to them, because they're basically, if you think of it that way, if they're already doing all of that work in the group, they're kind of already doing it and they just don't even know it. So that's also, that's a great way to get more practiced, I guess, at talking to people about coaching, and also to really boost your challengers' self-confidence and stuff too. So just my 2 cents on that.
Cool.
So let's see. Do you guys have any questions about Success Club or Hitting Success Club, or why that's important, or anything like that? Or have I explained that fairly okay?
I think I'm okay with that.
Do you get it? Okay. And like I
Yeah.
said, it's not a make or break thing, but it definitely is a good benchmark to go by. And of course, getting prizes is always awesome. And this month for July, you get to pick your prize, which they rarely do, which is kind of cool. I don't even have mine together. I haven't even hit mine yet. There literally, though, have been months where Nicole has hit hers. Ashley's not on the phone, but she's a point away. Irene's already got a few points at least. Jess has a few points. So you guys are all getting in the groove. And just, like I said, it's nice because you can, if you feel like you're getting some more validation, for what you're doing, even though we don't need it, it's nice to have that marker. So if you need any help understanding that or the significance of it, just let me know. Because for a lot of us, especially for me, and, it's kind of the culture of being on Melanie and Shannon's teams too, but, that's kind of a non-negotiable for a lot of us, just because if you did that, then you're basically saying, we can all agree to say we're going to aim to reach out to or essentially help at least 3 people every month. And if you just kind of make that a non-negotiable for yourself, and I think we could make it a non-negotiable for our team in general, and really strive to hit that, then that consistently, your business will be doing fine, but you'll also know that you're helping people, like, even if it is in your mind only 3 people, that's way more than nothing. So don't think of it that way. So other than that, like I said, Super Saturday/Sunday is this weekend. I know those of you who can be there will be, and those of you who can't, it's fine. We will definitely be posting stuff about it, and I'll fill everybody in. Any other thoughts, questions? Oh, and the only other thing I was going to tell you guys, I just thought about this too. I don't know if you've done it yet, but in the coach back office, under training and events and training, there's the leadership ladder way of looking at the rank system, and that's a really new tool that Melanie actually came up with the corporate guys last year, and it's really, really helpful to give you a visual picture of like what each of the requirements are, like depending on what your goals are for your business. Like if you want this to be a hobby and you want to have X amount of additional income at some point, these are the guidelines that you should follow, or these are the steps that you should take that they suggest. And on the flip side, if you hope that someday you can be free of debt or whatever, they've kind of mapped that all out for you. So I definitely encourage you to take a look at that. I printed out a lot of stuff for it, kind of used it, almost made it into like checklists and stuff just to help keep me on track, because it's really easy to not be on track. So anything else before I cut everybody loose?
I was going to ask, back at the beginning,
Mm-hmm.
when you said the 3 questions about your why statement that Melanie gave, I got the first one, but I didn't get to write the other 2 down.
Let me grab it. Okay, so you want to focus on a few key areas. It was such a cool little speech. Okay. So they said there's a couple different things. Who is this for was the one. Is that the one you're talking about?
That's the one I got, yeah.
Okay, and then there's...
So I didn't get the other 2.
I have so many pages that I just can't keep us straight. Okay, here it is. Who are you doing this for? Have you given it your all? And what are all of your options? Like when you're thinking about from a business perspective. And then from like a drafting perspective, I also highlighted like actually in the training thing. Amy said, think of it this way. She's like, the way she thought of it was, can this inspire? Will this make a difference? And am I being real when I'm telling it?
Mm-hmm.
And, and again, like, this sounds so corny, but it really is true. Practice recording yourself on your computer, your phone, whatever, talking about it, like in a minute-long video or less. You don't need to share your whole story from beginning to end. It always helps to basically, frame it in the sense of they all need a who, a what, and a when, basically. So this many months ago, I decided to do this, and this was why. And, this is who it had an impact on, or this is why it impacted me, and this is what I did, and here's the result. It sounds really trivial, but when you tell a story in that pattern, people will follow right along with you. Do you have a question, Sarah?
No, I didn't. You answered it.
Well, that's terrifying. First time for everything, yeah. So, anything else that's on your guys' minds that you want to run by me or each other? And I strongly encourage everybody. Go ahead.
This was a lot of good information.
Oh, good. I'm glad. I mean, and I only literally gave you guys seriously just scratching the surface of all the stuff that I am still attempting to absorb from Summit. So like I said, if you're around at the things this weekend, awesome, because you're going to get a lot more of that. And then if there's any other topic that you're like, man, I wonder if they talked about this, or I'm struggling with this, or I just want to understand this more, odds are they probably talked about it, and I probably have 2 pages of notes on it. So just ask and I will give them to you. Like, by all means, take them. I'm a pretty painfully detailed note taker, and I also just outlined everything again today. And there was one too that I was going to share with you guys at some point too, that somebody literally discussed how she was able to take her Beachbody business from being just I was in a challenge group and then got a discount on my Shakeology to making it her full-time job while she was working a full-time job, like a 40 to 60 hour a week, or not just like a 40-hour thing. And she had young children, and she was married, and her husband traveled for work 50% of the time. And I'm thinking, okay, this woman is insane, or she's on drugs. And actually neither is the case. So she was really cool, and I definitely wrote that down, like kind of put a star by it. I'm like, I need to talk to them about this at some point too, about kind of just what the steps that she did to make it matter and to make it work for her. And speaking of stories, definitely develop a Shakeology story for yourself too. I haven't done that before, and that was really good advice, I thought. And if you don't know something about it, because I don't know a ton about it, Google it. Look it up. Compare it with other things. That's fine. Because if you want to talk to somebody about something, and even if you're not, like in Sarah's case, Sarah's allergic to whey, so she can't drink regular Shakeology. Like, she will get really sick. And so it's one of those things where she's like, I don't want to be misrepresenting myself or false representing myself, but that doesn't mean that, it's not a viable alternative for other people. And I think once she gets the chance to try the vegan one, she'll be surprised. And the other thing I really highlighted with the Shakeology thing was she also said, remember, above all else, that weight loss is a byproduct of Shakeology. It's not a weight loss shake, like we've always talked about. It's not a protein shake. It's not a weight loss shake. It's just a nutrient-dense meal replacement is what they call it, because that's what it's intended to be. Because if we think of it as a weight loss shake, or we present it to people, just in a rush, and they assume that it's part of the workout program to help them lose weight, it can help, but that's not what it's intended for. So then you'll run into these issues with, even if people really like the Shakeology and they were cool with it and it worked in their routine and it did give them more energy or reduce their cravings or whatever benefit it happened to be for them, you'll find that once they do lose weight, or once they run through a whole round of a challenge group, they will cancel it or stop drinking it because they falsely, our fault, believe that it was for weight loss. So I've lost the weight, therefore I don't need it anymore. So that was something that was kind of like, well, duh, when I heard them say that, and I hadn't even thought about it before. Because for me, I've never intended to use it for that purpose. It's just what I have for breakfast. And I 100% notice a difference. I've been really diligent about it the last few weeks because I was really slacking. And I was like, okay, I need to get my act together. I can't talk about this shit if I'm not drinking it. So I literally have drank it now every day for going on close to a month, like without missing any days at all, which for me was kind of rare. And here's what I've noticed. I am not starving when I wake up in the morning anymore, which is lovely because then I don't want to go to Tim Hortons and eat the whole menu. And then it's also kept me from drinking like really overly sugary, fatty coffee in the morning too, because it tastes yummy. And just in the last 2, 3 to 4 days, actually, my skin is finally like clearing up. I've been horribly broken out for like well over a month now because of stress and all these different things. So that got better, and I was like, oh, that has to be it, which is kind of weird. And of course, as we all know, poop land, great time. And we all know that that is a huge, huge benefit, and that when your digestive tract is in line and has the right balance of bacteria in it, your life is way better. Just saying. Like, poor Nicole missed it, but Sarah, you weren't there either. I don't know. I know Amy was. A couple weeks ago at Fit Club, we literally got into what wasn't Amy, like an hour-long conversation about poop. At least. Like maybe 45 minutes. And just about like our lives and poop. And it was pretty embarrassing. She knows. We were laughing like super hard because everybody could relate to what everybody was saying. And we were just like, let's just throw this out there. And like, just, it was literally there was no holds bar. Like everybody was just sharing their stories. Like, I have this problem when I'm at home and I have this problem when I'm away. And this, like, it was crazy. Like, we were all like, okay, like, we'll just share this because this is life. And if this is what works, then we might as well share with other people our digestive happiness. Could get a billboard that says that. But anyways, I'm going to let you guys go. It's getting close to 10, and I don't want to cut into anybody's evening. There is seriously this fruit fly that is just mean mugging me. I had to kill this guy. I don't even know how he got down here. You want to know a funny story really quick, and then we'll get off the phone. The fruit flies have been out of control. I don't know why. They must have all decided to live in my house this summer. And so my husband, like, looked up something on the internet to, like, trap them. And so he has, like, a funnel in a jar with apple cider vinegar and, like, a piece of fruit in it. And apparently, you know, they're supposed to fly in, and they're too dumb, they can't get out and kill them, right? So we noticed gradually, like, some of them were in there, but of course, they were still just this multitude. You know, not like a swarm, but they're just annoying. And, like, literally, the wind of your hands coming together to smash them blows them away. So you can't even get them, you know what I mean? And so anyways, but the other day, like, he's had it by our kitchen sink because that's kind of where they've been congregating, which is disgusting. And we put our empty beer cans there because, Nicole, I don't know if you know this, but in Michigan, we bring our cans and bottles back because we get money back for them. You get 10 cents. So we're all like, oh. It makes you feel like you're getting money, but you're not getting money. You already paid for it. So anyways, we had him sit by, he'll sit his beer can by the sink or whatever before he takes it out in the garage. And a few days ago, 4 or 5 days ago, or before we left, when I was still home, the next morning, beer can right next to the little bug trapping device, all the fruit flies are on the beer can. They love alcohol because alcohol is sugary.
Wow.
And so literally, like, I'm not even kidding, there had to be 30 on there. So we were like, and like took a bag and we're like, like just like threw it over them. So I don't know, the funnel thing seemed like a cool idea, but we caught way more with a beer can. Just throwing it out.
That's funny.
So if you have those problems, do what you got to do. All right. Well, I love ending the story about fruit flies and beer cans. So I will hopefully talk to all you guys soon. I think we'll probably try to, you know, unless life gets in the way, try to all touch base like bi-weekly at this point. And then, you know, like I said, of course, if anything comes up between now and then, don't hesitate to ask the group or ask the larger team or ask me, and then we'll make it work. And, you know, definitely do the best you can to make the rest of this month count for you, whatever that means, whatever your goals are. You know, just don't be afraid to just be you, whatever that is. You know what I mean? For God's sakes, like, if I wasn't being me, I don't think I could handle it, because I'm just really effing weird. And the fact that people like try to pretend like they're not really effing weird drives me nuts, because we're all weird. We're all a bunch of losers.
Mm-hmm.
We may as well be losers together.
Yay, that should be our team name.
I know, we should literally have that like be a thing. We're better together. When we're all together or something like that. Oh my god, did you guys see my Facebook video too today? I had to talk in a meeting at work and they thought I wasn't gonna have to talk in it because I haven't had a voice. And I ended up having to talk in it anyway. And I forgot and I had a everything bagel. And there's a lot of poppy seeds in those motherfuckers. And so I went to go up there and like looked at my phone and it was like right there, dude, like straight up pirate style. I'm like standing over there before, like they have my PowerPoint slides up and I'm like, just a minute. Like there's 6 people in the room. I didn't have my regular purse because I've been traveling, so I had no dental floss. Everything else was like too flimsy. I'm like, oh, and I like couldn't get it between my teeth. I like took a Sudafed plastic thing and I was like, just like scrape like a crazy person. Because I was like, I can't. So I made a video about it on the way home. I was like, here's my business advice. Don't eat freaking poppy seed bagels and then go talk to people. Because everyone will just be staring at your teeth. It's life, dude. It's life. What are you gonna do? All right. Well, I love you guys. Y'all the best. And I will talk to you very soon.
Okay.
Okay.
Have a good evening.
Bye.
Bye.